Imagine this. A woman, driven by an unquenchable thirst for revenge, stands over the corpse of her greatest enemy and consumes his liver. Yes, you heard that right. Not in some ancient myth, but in the brutal, real history of 7th century Arabia. This isn't just a tale of war. It's the beginning of one of history's most astonishing transformations. Because the same woman who committed that horrific act, Hind bint Utba, would later become one of the most devout and respected figures in early Islam. How does a soul capable of such darkness find its way to light? What forces could possibly transform a warrior princess defined by hatred into a paragon of faith? Stick around, because her story challenges everything you think you know about redemption. Now, before we dive deeper into the incredible moments that shaped Hind's journey, I have a question for you right now in the comments below. What's the most surprising transformation story you've ever heard, real or fictional? Answer in the comments in the next few minutes. Your early engagement helps this story reach more people who need to hear it. Let's get that conversation started. The Battle of Uhud wasn't just a clash of swords, but a collision of grief and vengeance. Hind bint Utba, already scarred by the devastating loss of her father, uncle and brother in the Battle of Badr, arrived on the slopes of Uhud with a terrifying oath. She had sworn to seek vengeance by any means necessary, even securing an instrument for her revenge. Washi, a skilled Abyssinian spearman, promised freedom for one target. In the thick of the battle, one figure loomed in her mind above all others: Hamza ibn Abdul-Muttalib, the man who had slain her kin. And when the moment came, with Hamza lying motionless in the dust, Hind seized the chance to etch her revenge into history, ensuring his death would be more than just a casualty of war. What could drive a person to such an unimaginable act? For Hind, it wasn't just hatred. It was the culmination of years of searing pain and crushing bitterness, molded into a single savage act. As she stood over Hamza's body, tearing into his liver, it wasn't just the warrior she was confronting, but the overwhelming ghosts of her own despair and a lifetime of perceived humiliation. Her cries of triumph echoed through the battlefield, a desperate roar against the helplessness she once felt. It was not just the enemy she was defeating. It was the vulnerable woman she fiercely refused to be, reclaiming her agency in the most brutal way imaginable. The sight was so grotesque, so unimaginable, that even hardened warriors turned away, witnessing a line crossed that few dared to imagine. Consuming the liver of Hamza was a chilling statement, one of absolute dominance, unwavering defiance, and the brutal reality of vengeance pushed to its ultimate extreme in 7th century Arabia. Word of Hind's act spread swiftly, and it wasn't long before it became a story whispered with fear and loathing across the land. But Hind didn't care. In her mind, she had claimed justice, not just for her family, but for her own shattered dignity, believing herself utterly vindicated. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was devastated by the news. Hamza, his beloved uncle, not just killed, but desecrated in such a barbaric manner. The grief hung like a shadow over the Muslims, deepening the pain of defeat. Yet when confronted with this brutal reality, the Prophet didn't lash out, nor did he vow revenge. Instead, he mourned, prayed, and with profound wisdom left the ultimate judgment to Allah. She remained utterly unrepentant. Her heart, still hardened by loss and self-justification, clung fiercely to the belief that her actions were righteous. But fate had other, unforeseen plans, and the subtle wheels of a profound change were already beginning to turn, set in motion by the very mercy she could not yet comprehend. Years passed, and the tides of power irrevocably shifted. With the conquest of Mecca on the horizon, Hind found herself facing an inescapable choice: resist and be utterly crushed, or surrender and be spared. Her husband, Abu Sufyan, a shrewd leader, recognized the absolute futility of resistance. He too saw the unstoppable power and resolve of the Muslims, knowing that the city of Mecca itself hung in the balance. A prolonged resistance would mean utter destruction. Standing before the Prophet, humbled and exposed, Hind knew that her very life and her legacy hung precariously in the balance. But instead of the vengeance she had dealt, the Prophet offered profound mercy, an astonishing act of forgiveness that would, in that pivotal moment, begin to unravel the deep-seated hatred and despair within her heart. Hind's conversion to Islam wasn't just a change of faith, it was a miraculous transformation of spirit, a complete metamorphosis. She no longer fought out of spite or pain. Instead, she channeled her fierce, indomitable nature into profound devotion, unwavering community service, and active support for the Prophet's message, actively defending the very faith she once sought to destroy. People who once feared her spoke of her strength with new, profound respect. It was a different kind of power now, not the destructive force of vengeance, but the immense power to build, to inspire, to uplift, and to change. Hind bint Utba had defied fate, not by surrendering her spirit, but by bravely and utterly transforming it, becoming a beacon of redemption. Hind bint Utba's story didn't end with her conversion. It was just the beginning of her profound transformation. She became a living testament to the power of change, proof that even the most hardened hearts could find lasting peace. Her unwavering dedication to Islam and her active role in the community became a source of immense pride, not just for her family, but for the entire generation that witnessed her remarkable journey. Once a symbol of brutal vengeance, Hind transformed into a pillar of strength and selfless service. Her fierce nature, once feared, now inspired respect and solidarity as she actively advocated for the rights of women and the welfare of the community. She taught those around her that true strength wasn't found in conquering others, but in the profound courage to change, to forgive, and to build a new righteous path despite a troubled past. Hind's life journey became a powerful story of redemption, an enduring lesson that even the most hardened hearts could find light, not by denying their past, but by transforming it into a profound source of positive change. Her legacy remains not as the woman who took life in vengeance, but as the one who courageously chose to uplift and restore. Hind bint Utba, once a fierce opponent, became one of Islam's most devoted followers, a profound testament to the transformative power of faith and forgiveness. Hind's story resonates through the ages, not just as a tale of vengeance and remarkable redemption, but as a powerful reminder of the boundless human capacity for change. The profound mercy shown to her by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, became the essential catalyst that transformed a fierce opponent into a loyal follower and advocate of peace. Her transformation not only healed her own soul, but also profoundly inspired those around her to reconsider their own hearts. The ripple effect of forgiveness extended far beyond her personal journey, touching countless lives across generations. Through her unwavering dedication to her new faith, Hind proved that true power lies not in conquering others, but in the ultimate conquest of oneself. Her fierce spirit, once driven by bitter hatred, became a powerful beacon of courage and unwavering faith. Hind bint Utba, once feared and reviled, ultimately became a beloved leader and an enduring symbol of profound transformation. Her incredible journey from darkness to light remains one of the most powerful stories of redemption in all of history. In the end, it was not the bitterness of her past that defined Hind, but her extraordinary courage to change, a timeless testament that even the hardest hearts can find true peace when divine mercy paves the way. Hind bint Utba's incredible journey reminds us that transformation is always possible, even from the deepest darkness. If her story moved you, please take a moment to like this video. It truly helps us share these powerful narratives with a wider audience. And if you want to explore more untold stories of resilience, faith, and history, subscribe to our channel right now and join our growing community. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. What aspect of Hind's transformation resonated most with you? Share in the comments below. Your insights fuel our journey